Welcome everybody to the Wild Horse Broadcasting as we get ready to kick off the first round of the TI Gen 4 series for the TI Madness Bracket Cup, or as Chris likes to call it, the TI Cup. Right now, if you look on your screen right here, is a look at the brackets tonight. We have the number 1 seed Logan Hamilton going against Sean McLean. Steve Melnick against the 20 car Colby Wells, last week's winner in the Purple Parrot machine. Dylan Rosenberg versus Quinn McLean. Tim Abril versus Craig Martin. Kyle Ethier versus Nick Uricchio, which last season they was a 1-16, and Nick upset Kyle in the first round. So let's see if Kyle gets his revenge this season. Randy Cornwell versus Joshua Dunn. Chris Lewis, the 7th seed, versus Mitchell Mark. And your last pairing will be Josh Dillon versus Elijah Innis. Here's a look at Craig Martin making his qualifying run here. Right now, Craig's sitting in the 4th spot, but there he got into the wall, which you'll see that happen a lot tonight, especially off of turn number 4. Here's Tim in the 19 car, making a switch from the 48 to the 19. See if that's going to bring him some good luck this season. All right, tonight's starting lineup for you. Joshua Dunn starting on pole. Outside of him, the 43, Elijah Innis. Casey Carrington. Wow, how'd he sneak in here? Starting third, Kyle Ethier fourth, Logan Hamilton fifth, Dalton Wilson sixth, Tim Abrils seventh, eighth, John Skivnicki starting in the 97 machine, Dylan Rosenberg ninth, Craig Martin 10th, 20 car starting 11th, Mitchell Mark 12th. Nicky Riccio starting unlucky number 13, Steve Melnick 14th, Randy Cornwell 15th, Chris Lewis 16th, and John Russo rounding out your field tonight. Tonight's as you see Kyle Ethier running a throwback to Dale Jr. for this race here tonight. See if it brings him some luck. He was one of the quicker cars in practice. As here comes Casey Carrington in that 43 machine. I believe that might be a John Andretti throwback. As you see Logan Hamilton there working on the inside of Elijah. That's a battle for fourth. Give it to Logan Hamilton. You see the field starting to go single file here for the most part. Chris Lewis back here in 16th, just trying to race the track. Joshua Dunn's got out to a nice little lead here over Casey Carrington. Let's see how long this lasts. As you see, Josh all out front by himself. Here's second place Casey Carrington with Kyle Ethier in third. Logan Hamilton fourth. Elijah Innis fifth as he's looking low on the 27 machine. Trying to get back that fourth spot. So here comes the 20 car. Last week's winner trying to get by his teammate at 19. Makes easy work. Slides right up. He did want to apologize for missing last week's Winter Circle interview. He said, I would have loved to have been there, give you guys a great interview, but I had to get down to the Purple Parrot to celebrate. And here at Wild Horse Broadcasting, we don't kink shame or judge anybody by the lifestyle they live, so way to go, 20 car. As Joshua Dunn still out front right now. 1.6 over Casey Carrington, who is known for long run speed and tough tracks. He usually wins, so let's see what happens. Casey's going for win number 2 this season. Elijah's trying to get a run there on that low side, but he can't get anything to go. Logan has a nice run. See if he does anything with Kyle. Going here in turn 1 and 2. He just follows Kyle. Joshua Dunn out front, 2.3 seconds over the field. Did you see that gap there he has over second place, Casey Carrington? As you see, Josh Dunn, he's taking on Randy Cornwell, and Randy's running 15th right now. So that's not looking good for Randy's chances to move to the next round. As Randy just got passed by Chris Lewis for 14th. Chris Lewis up 2 spots right now. Josh Dunn out front, followed by Casey Carrington. Kyle Ethier in third there in the 8 machine, the Dale Jr. looking car. Followed by the 27, Logan Hamilton. The 43 of Elijah Innis, your top 5. Well, as you see Logan Hamilton getting the wall there, that's going to give the 43 a chance here. 43 gets loose. He's got the 20 on the outside of him. You see all that action just coming from Logan, catching a little bit of the wall there. Joshua Dunn out to a 3-second lead, 3.2 now. This 20 car makes a pass there on the 43. That is for 5th position. As we see the 20 car, Colby Wells will taking on Stephen Melnick in the 1. Melnick's running here in last place. It's looking good for the 20 car. Patrons of the Purple Parrot probably going nuts. Josh Dunn out front, Casey Carrington second. Kyle Ethier sitting there in third, almost biting the wall. Logan Hamilton fourth, 20 car fifth. Elijah Innis sixth, Tim Averill seventh. Dylan Rosenberg in the 91, he's sitting eighth. John Skanicki And the 97, Kurt Busch looking machine. 9th, Craig Martin, 10th. Mitchell Mark, 11th. Chris Lewis, 12th. And I believe that's who's facing off in the brackets. It's Chris versus Mitchell. Yes, sir. 7 versus 10. Chris versus Mitchell. Chris has got some ground to make up to get up there with Mitchell if he wants to go to the next round. Dalton Wilson, the first one in the pit road. I don't know if that's scheduled or not. Joshua Dunn's lead has been cut into by Casey Carrington. As the sun goes down, the track's going to start picking up speed. Last time around, Joshua Dunn was faster than Casey Carrington, almost by a 10th. As the battle is heating up here for third spot between teammates Kyle Ethier and the 27 machine of Logan Hamilton, who's your #1 seed. Elijah bringing it in for some pit service here. Lap times are almost identical last time between Casey and Josh. Josh opened up that gap by a few tenths once again. Here comes your leader, bringing in for some service. Casey Carrington takes your lead. New leader, Casey Carrington, Kyle Ethier, and Logan Hamilton, your top 3. Randy Cornwell now up to 4th. Lee going fast. Number 36, Nick Riccio. Nick's bringing it in. As all your leaders are in. So here comes Joshua Dunn. He should cycle back to the lead. Going down the Bowen backstretch. Whistleblowers love Bowen. Or should I say Bowen loves whistleblowers. Kyle Ethier able to jump Casey there in the pits. Casey must overshot his pits, not practicing. Joshua Dunn out front by 7.8 7.5 seconds over Kyle Ethier in second spot. Casey Carrington third. The Purple Parrot just took fourth. Dylan Rosenberg in the 91 is your now in fifth spot. Logan Hamilton sixth. Tim Averill seventh. Craig Martin eighth. Mitchell Mark ninth. The 97 on his back bumper, trying to get by. Randy Cornwell 11th. Chris Lewis 12th. As Chris is looking on the outside of Randy here. Nick sitting 13th. John Russo 14th. Elijah 15th. He must have had trouble in his pits. Must have got a speeding penalty. Steve Melnick 16th. And Dalton Wilson running 17th in the 99 machine. Looks like the 43 just had some trouble here. Let's see what happens. Gets in the wall, coming off of 2, gets loose. Going down the backstretch, keeps it low. How you doing? Keep it moving. Thank you for saving us the caution. Casey Carrington's got the second spot, and he's closing fast. As you watch that gap just start to close ever so slightly. This closest anybody's been in a while. Your leader, Joshua Dunn, in 7 machine. As you see, those 3 are chasing them down. Casey's under 1.8 now. Casey's almost a second faster, so I believe there's some tire difference going on here. Strategy at play. Casey's there. The tire advantage goes to 43, 8, and also a 20 machine. So they just passed Josh with no problem. Last week's winner looking to do the same. All the fellas at the Purple Parrot going nuts about that one. They're looking to see if Colby goes back to back, which down there at the Purple Parrot he's known for. As Casey Carrington has once again graced us with his presence and starting to take the lead once again, do what he do. As you see, Casey and Kyle run identical lap times. Kyle says he doesn't like this track. He's looking to have a good showing tonight. Good showing next week at Pocono, which is a track he loves. One of 5 tracks he claims is his own track. You should know when you see Casey Carrington's in your room, you should be scared because he's going to usually take the lead. Right now, Kyle's able to hang on with him. I just wonder after a few more laps, once these tires really start to level out, let's see if Kyle can stay there with Casey. As right now, they're 4/10 faster than third place, the towing machine. Joshua Dunn still hanging tough there in 4th. As soon as I say, God damn it, Logan Hamilton passes him. 27 machine is up to 4th. Joshua Dunn hanging tough in 5th spot. Casey and Kyle getting ready to lap Randy as Randy dives down low there at the very last second. Casey got a little bit loose on entry there. Let's give him Kyle a chance. Kyle's trying to make a run, get a point for leading a lap. Casey's really starting to walk away, but as you heard there, as we rode along with Kyle, how much he is out of the gas there. He's really trying to save that right front. Let's see. Let's go ahead and give us a rundown so far through this race. What's going on here? It's Logan Hamilton versus Sean McLean right now. Logan Hamilton is sitting 4th. Sean McLean hasn't even registered. So that's going to be our first round bye for Logan Hamilton. Next, you have Steve Melnick, who is sitting 14th as he takes on the 20 cars sitting 3rd. So it looks like Colby's getting ready to move on next round to face his teammate, Logan Hamilton. Dylan Rosenberg, the 91. He is 10th, and he is taking on Quinn McLean, also not here tonight. So it gives Dylan a first round bye. Tim Averill versus Craig Martin. Averill sitting 5th, Martin 7th. So that might become a battle here in a little bit. And you have Kyle versus Nick. Nick's 11th, and Kyle's 2nd. So right now, Kyle's trying to get his revenge. Then you have Joshua Dunn, who's just now pitting, versus Randy Cornwell. Randy's sitting 14th, Joshua Dunn 7th. Chris Lewis was able to just get by Mitchell Mark. And Chris Lewis is up to 7th. Mitchell is 12th, a lap down. Then you have Joshua Dillon, who's not here, so Elijah's going to get a bye. So he's going to have a good night, even though he's had a little bit of trouble here tonight. Casey Carrington out front, followed by the 8 of Kyle Ethier. Logan Hamilton, 3rd. Nick Riccio, 4th. So we got pit cycles going on here. Joshua Dunn, who's been a leader, coming out right now in 10th. Let's see how long Kyle and Casey try to run this. Ah, they're coming in right now. Let's see if Eureka tries to lead a lap here. Nope, Nick's coming in. Patrons of the Purple Parrot, I present to you your leader once again, the toy machine of Colby Wells. If you had a webcam there on the Purple Parrot, you'd see everybody going nuts right now. We're grabbing nuts, one of the two. Let's see if Casey Carrington can chase him down. This is a challenge that the 20 car was begging for. He wanted a piece of Casey. So let's see what happens here. Let's see if he got what he asked for, if he bit off more than he could chew. Casey just able to wrap that bottom right there. Casey's there all over the back end. What's the 20 going to do here? Casey looks low and Colby blocks it. Oh, Casey just wrapped that bottom and came right there side to side with him. Casey in the 20 able to clear Randy. Both in the same corner. Colby gets loose there on the outside. He's able to keep it together. Twenty car pulls back out front. Casey Carrington there. As leader's able to get by Melnick as he gets into the wall. Casey's right there on the back bumper of Colby. 14 laps to go. The 20 trying to do everything he can. Keep Casey behind him. Another late block. 20 car into the wall. 13 laps to go. Casey's almost got him cleared. Here comes the 20 car back on the outside. Casey Carrington out front as Colby looks low once more. Casey's starting to open up that lead. Colby knew he had to keep him behind him, tried everything he could. Blocked him, threw late blocks. Did whatever he could. Didn't work. Casey found a way around. 10 laps to go. Casey Carrington out front and John Andretti throwback. Casey Carrington out front. Followed by the 20 machine. Joshua Dunn back to third. He's able to regain some spots there. Craig Martin, 22, in fourth. Top 5 run for him. Kyle Ethier able to get back to fifth as well. Tim Averill, sixth. John run seventh. Christopher Lewis, 8th. Dylan Rosenberg, 9th. Joshua Dunn just had to pit with 8 laps to go. Craig Martin up to third. Let's go, Craig. Apparently we had some people get into the wall their last few laps. Thankfully, we've kept this race green. Casey Carrington out front by 5 seconds now. The toy machine sitting second. Craig Martin up to third. 5 laps to go. Can Kyle catch Craig for third? Or is Craig going to bring home a third place finish? Seems for these Showtime guys, when Casey shows up, all of a sudden they start running. Up. Looks like Craig's going to have to pit with 5 laps to go. Looks like the 20 car is trying to save enough fuel to make it. Everybody else might have to pit here. Three laps to go. You hear Casey clutch it halfway down the backstretch. Two laps to go for Casey Carrington. Does he have enough fuel? He doesn't care about the points, so he's just here to win. Kyle's looking to get by for second spot here. White flag is out for Casey Carrington right now. Casey Carrington bringing it home for the checkered. Kyle Ethier brings home second. Last week's winner brings home third. Purple Parrot people, you're going to have something to cheer about. It's a top 3 finish. Tim Averill, fourth. John brings it home fifth. Actually, John brought it home fourth. Tim brought it home fifth. Dylan Rosenberg sixth. Casey asked for the result rundown. Didn't mean to put it up while he does donuts. So go ahead and burn down there, Casey. Showtime Racing back in victory lane thanks to Casey Carrington. All right, let's take a look at your rundown here. Casey Carrington finishes first. Kyle Ethier second. Colby Wells brings him third. John Skidnicki fourth. Tim Averill fifth. Dylan Rosenberg sixth. Joshua Dunn seventh. Craig Martin eighth. Chris Lewis ninth. Mitchell Mark 10th. Mitchell, you just missed out right there by finishing the Chris. Chris is moving on. Randy Cornwell, 11th. Nick Riccio, 12th. Steve Melnick, 13th. John Russo, 14th. Logan Hamilton, 15th. Dalton Wilson, 16th. Elijah Innis, 17th. Tough night for those guys there. It's going to be a hard hit there in the points.
Hello, sir.
Kyle, you got a copy?
I do.
You know, usually I'd go and interview third place, but I know they got a private jet ready to take off for the Purple Parrot Lounge, and they want to get there as quick as possible, so we're not going to waste our time with that one. But second place, Kyle Ethier. How the hell did you pull that off? Because at one point in time, after you pitted with Casey there on that final pit stop, you just seemed to really disappear and drop off. Were you saving fuel?
I spun out off the pits. Yeah, I just binned it. So somehow I got second despite wrecking there. Like still like 14 seconds back, but I think I had something for Casey there. We were kind of both saving fuel in unison, and I knew we'd both probably have to save a little there, so we were probably going to be pretty equal on tires. Just fucked myself. That's all there was to it.
I mean, that's usual for you, Kyle.
It is. It is.
But you want to hear the good news?
What's the good news?
Well, Nick didn't fucking win, so you didn't lose to him. You got your revenge.
Oh, that's right. There we go. All right, we're moving on. See, I forgot about March Madness, to be honest with you.
Yep, you're facing Nick, and you're able to get your revenge from last season, so you're moving on to the next round.
And that is pretty exciting. In that case, I'd really like to thank all the folks back at TI, Caro Designs. We rolled with the Dale Jr. throwback for what should have been throwback weekend here at Darlington this week, even though the commission put it in the suggestions there. But
because it's
we'll be back in the yeah. But we'll be back in the Big Dick Energy Nissan next week, and I just want to win one of these things. So if Casey wasn't here tonight, we would have won, you know. But maybe he won't be here next week.
That's the excuse we hear from a lot of people. Oh, if Casey wasn't here, I would have won.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, if I didn't fuck myself, it at least would have been a race.
Okay,
But,
thank you right there for admitting that, hey, you was right there with Casey. You even beat him off pit road that one time, but the following time, you spun coming out. You shot yourself in the foot.
I did, but it's not often I shoot myself in the foot and still get second, so I
was
will
gonna
take
say,
it,
I was gonna say, I'm happy you finished that the way you did. 'Cause I was gonna say, is it Kyle? I mean, it seems like I don't know how many toes you got left, bud.
I know. Honestly, that's almost worse though, because it's like to know I was that fast to still be second, just really feel like we should be belonging the Purple Parrot Beach over there. I should take a trip in the bus, but I'm not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. So, but yeah, I guess we'll take it. I have no idea where we are next week, but
We're at
let's
your
go-
home
let's go.
track.
Oh, is next week Pocono? Oh, well, then if Casey's there, I'm going to have to beat him. I'm going to have to call my shot. So
I'll see if I can try to get Casey to come back next week. He probably won't though. You know him. He only races the tough tracks, comes in, does what he does, and walks away.
he does. Darlington's one of his. I will give it to him. One of his best tracks. I've seen him do some pretty damn special things in the car here. So it's like I said, to be up running with him was it was a good time for a while there. At least I sort of felt like a decent driver.
All right, Cal, go ahead and give a shout out to all your people once again, and we'll get ready to see you at Pocono next week.
Yeah, shout out to Ti, all the teammates, Chris, Logan, Colby, Dalton, Randy, Tim, I guess Chris himself. Shout out to you for making the paint schemes. Like I said, they'll be back next week, and in typical Dale Jr. fashion, kind of today we fucked ourselves, finished second. So, yeah, shout out to you for putting on the broadcast. Can't wait to go watch it back, and fucking hell, let's get ready for Pocono next week. I'm excited now.
All right, Kyle, we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Bo.
Casey, do you have a copy?
Just like old times, huh?
Just like old times, buddy. Hey, you wanna let the viewers in on the little conversation that was going on before we got in here?
What's that?
I figured somebody was either coming to apologize or try to justify why.
No, Colby. No, he was just saying. He was saying good race, whatever he was saying. I just turned my computer on before this race, so you should come run more of them. But now I kind of talked shit over the radio there when we were battling, so I was expecting a little more heated confrontation. But now he just pretty much said good race and good win, yada yada.
At any point in time, did you think about using them up? Because, I mean, I noticed the blocks seem to get a little bit more later and later.
If he was going to keep going, I mean, if he took me to the inside wall, I was going to come off the wall, so. No, I mean, I knew he couldn't make it on fuel, so the problem was battling him. It got me to a position where I wasn't going to make it, so it kind of got to that point where it was better for me to just go ahead and pass him rather than sit behind him and, put myself in a position where if a caution came out, I'd be screwed. But, yeah, I mean, that was a fun battle. That's probably the best positional battle I've ever had at Darlington, so I appreciate it. He could have cleaned me out a couple times and didn't, so.
It was a good race. You guys did have a good battle there at the end.
Yeah, I hate that Kyle, I guess, kind of goofed it coming out of the pits there because he would have been right up there with us. He did a really good job of sticking with me the whole race. I was impressed.
So, Kyle's already calling a shot for next week. And he says if you show up, he's going to stomp a mud hole in your ass and walk you dry.
Yeah, I might go back to the keyboard next week, come full circle. But, nah, I mean, it was just Memorial Day. It's raining outside. There was nothing to do. And I figured I'd come race my favorite track one last time in this car.
I was going to ask how much Showtime paid you for you to show up. Because I knew they needed the points.
We realized something in the pre-race. I'm pretty sure I have more starts this season than Giroux, so maybe they should just go ahead and put me on the roster.
But that means you actually got to show up more.
Well, I mean, if the points are retroactive, not necessarily. But then again, we know who does the points, so of course they're not retroactive.
Yeah, if you want to win this, you got to actually show up and win it there, Casey.
Yeah, I'm not Pocono, Martinsville, Phoenix, no thanks.
I mean, your fan clubs, they're crying for it.
I'll start doing laundry on Mondays. Before I show up and race those tracks.
I was going to say, when Kyle beat you out of the pits there, I blamed that on you probably missing your pit stall due to lack of practice and not showing up.
I hadn't driven a stock car on here since that Rockingham race, so yeah, it was a bit of an adjustment. I was doing the Indy 500 stuff all month, and of course that kind of helped me today because that's all about fuel saving. But yeah, I wasn't expecting wheel spin as soon as I hit the gas coming out of the pits, so I'll chalk that up to that. And then I made sure to do better on that last stop there, and yeah.
All right, Casey. Well, go ahead and sign us off.
Shout out to the Showtime Racing team. It's Josh Dillon, who wasn't here, Daniel Giroux, who wasn't here, um, Dylan Rosenberg, Craig Martin, Stephen Melnick. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to you for doing the broadcast. Shout out to Lewis for putting this on. Shout out to everybody that showed up. I mean, hell, this is not the smallest field I've ever seen for a Darlington week race, and for it to be on a holiday night, that's a decent field and caution free. That's always a plus, especially when there was a car parked on the apron sideways there with about 10 to go. I don't know how that wasn't a caution, but I'm glad that it wasn't. So,
Yeah, there was actually a few of them there towards the end. Logan and Steve got into it. Then Elijah also spun it.
Yeah, but hey, shout out to you, like I said, for doing the broadcast. Shout out to anybody that watched. And shout out to this car, man. This is, I guess, the last time I'm driving it. You know, the new ones are coming out in June. The 2003 cars. I'll be excited to get on those. And who knows, maybe if Chris makes a switch to those cars for next season, I might come back and make a few spot starts.
All right. That's your winner for tonight at Darlington, the 37 machine of Casey Carrington. Casey, once again, thank you for showing up and putting on a show.
Yep, thanks.
All right, before we sign off tonight, let's go ahead and give a big shout out to the sponsors. Cornwell barbecue sauce, spicy and original, or sweet. If you're looking for some barbecue sauce, make sure to give them a call. 478-954-7866. Cornwell's barbecue sauce. Let's also give thanks to, for the reason for today, Memorial Day, give thanks to all the soldiers, all the men and women who've given their life for us to enjoy our freedoms. Because without them, we wouldn't be here doing this. So, shout out to all the fallen soldiers. All right, thank you everybody for joining us for Wild Horse Broadcast and TI Gen 4 Racing Series for tonight. We are signing off, and we'll see you Wednesday for the Sim Mobility Xfinity Series.